heard a lot of guys coming in, not just freshmen, got transfers like yourself, talking about how complicated this defense is, how hard it is at times to learn. All right, you've been here for a little while now. Where are you in that learning process? How difficult is it compared to where you were at before?
Yeah, starting off, it was a little difficult, trying to put all the plays together, learn the whole playbook. But I feel like now, since camp started, everything's coming together. You can kind of group plays together just so you can remember.
Where do you feel your natural position is? Do you like the 4-I-5 kind of spot? Do you like 6-7 or wide 9? Like, where do you prefer if you can do all of them?
I really don't have like I don't really prefer anything to help our defense, but on the edge is what I'm really used to. So anything I can help the team out.
Jordan, are you familiar with the Freaks List at all? Do you know what that is? When I say the Freaks List,
No, what's that?
The Athletic puts out a thing every year where they talk about the 100 most, physically capable, physical anomalies. You were named the number 4 biggest freak in the nation this year. Does that mean anything to you? Does it surprise you to hear me say that?
No, it doesn't really mean anything to me, but I guess that's good to know. I don't really know.
What are some of those weightlifting numbers in particular? Like, it's the story listed, but confirm it for us. Like, what are you squatting? What are you benching? What are you sumo lifting?
Squat would probably be around close to like 600, and then bench would be like 375, something like that. Coach loves getting everybody right, so he's getting me stronger in the weight room.
And deadlift?
Yeah. I think my deadlift might have been 600.
The story also mentioned Brandon Dorless and Devin Jackson. Do you think there's any other guys on the roster that you think should be mentioned in that category?
There's a lot of players on the team, with great abilities, from sideline to sideline. I really can't think of any right now, but there's a lot of guys on the team that should be on the list.
You hit anybody with the spin move yet?
No, not yet. I'm saving it.
A lot of former SEC tackles you face talked about how difficult that was, and obviously you can watch the tape and see how you did it. Like, when did you first break that out? When did you first have the confidence to break that out in a game against that kind of opponent?
I believe last year around, mid-season, it was something I was working on, and I was like, this will work just based on how the tackle set. So it really just came into my arsenal when I'm pass rushing.
Is that your favorite, or you more bull rush or power move? Like, what's your favorite move?
I don't really have a favorite move. It's just whatever, the tackle sets, whatever he gives me.
A move you've seen maybe a teammate make on your side that's maybe you want to steal?
Probably Mateo. He has some nice moves in his arsenal too. He has a little cross chop. That's probably one of my favorite moves of his.
What's it been like working next to Brandon and just kind of being able to feed off of each other and maybe one of you frees up the other one to have a little bit more pressure on the line?
Yeah, he's a great athlete. He's always, helping me out if I don't know, the play call or anything like that. But just having him around, he's very experienced in the defense and just a great player. So just, learning techniques from him. He's just a great guy to have with you when you're lining up on the D-line.
You guys, Zach Pickens called you his twin, but at defensive end.
Yeah.
What makes you his twin? For a guy who was a really productive defensive tackle, what makes you that?
We just did everything together. Most people, when they saw us out, we were, right next to each other. So, and he's taught me a lot as a player and then as a person. So that's really where the name came.
He was also a guy who mentioned, and guys here have talked about, coaches talked about that. If you could put it together, if you knew how good you could be, like where the ceiling was, how do you start to gain that confidence when there are teammates, friends of yours, coaches who are trying to tell you, like, you are that good, guys will listen to you as a freak at that level? How do you build that confidence? If that's not something that naturally just is there, how do you go about building that up in yourself?
Like building confidence?
Yeah, to where you are that dude.
Yeah, just going through it every day, trying to get better each day. If somebody tells you that, it should sit in your head, but it shouldn't be something you think about all the time because, you're trying to, get better every day. That's really how I go through it. And that kind of builds my confidence.
Since the time you stepped on campus, just what area do you feel like you've really grown the most?
Probably, I guess since I'm new here, learning new things. So, like, I guess you could say any part of life, like my area around, plays, anything like that, I think I'm catching on pretty good to, being able to adapt to the environment.
When someone says learning the playbook or I'm getting the playbook down, like, how would you describe that? Because is it literally just opening up a book and looking at the plays, or What's the process like for you?
Technically, yeah. You open up a book and you look at your plays, but it takes a lot of time studying, writing out what's your game plan or like what you're going to do in certain situations, and then just watching film. So put all those together, and then you'll have like a kind of good idea of what you need to do.
How much time do you feel like you've invested into that this offseason?
I couldn't tell you like an exact number, but here a lot and then every night for a couple of hours. So it's really.
Obviously, being recruited by Dan out of high school, you had a certain idea of him, and then being recruited by him again to come here. Now, finally getting to play with him for spring and through fall camp, is it kind of what you expected?
Yeah, he's a great head coach. You don't see too many head coaches that know a lot about defense and can tell you how to do your own position. So he's just a great head coach to have have around at all times.
Do you feel dropping at all in the coverage, or you just have the field?
I'll do a little bit of both. Anything they need me to do, I can do it.
What's your comfort level, I guess, in doing that and covering somebody, especially with your size?
I mean, it's fun. I can run. I can get under. Get out and cover. So, all that's good.
With what this defense has been lacking in pass rush the past couple of years, even when they had tremendous players like KT and DJ Johnson last year. With what they're going to be asking you to do, we talk about like confidence and production, and you're already a productive guy in the SEC. Do you feel I want to say pressure, but an onus to deliver what this team needs in that way, in that role, in that spot?
I wouldn't say pressure, because football really doesn't change. It's just doing what coach asks me to do and be able to produce on the field. That's really the main thought. Really.
Fall camp can be a grind, and it can be really hard. What you're doing is not exactly easy. Just what keeps you going, through these long practices, waking up every day, studying that playbook, just what keeps you going?
Keeps me going is really my family. I can call them, talk to them. Being able to listen to them really drives me. Being able to wake up every day. That's really what it is. I don't really think too much about it. I've been doing it forever, so.